Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another AI deep dive.
Definitely. Always up for exploring the latest and greatest in AI.
Great. Well, we've got a pretty exciting mix of stuff to cover today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some breaking news, some really interesting research,
Cool.
and even a little peek into what's got the online AI communities buzzing.
Yeah.
So by the time we're done here, you'll not only know the headlines, you'll know like the why behind them.
Sounds like a plan. And it feels like AI is moving so fast these days, beyond just like the theory and into the real world?
Absolutely. Like, take this story almost sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. OpenAI's O3 just won the gold medal at the International Olympiad in Informatics.
Oh.
And AI just beat out the top human coders in the world.
I mean, that's got to be huge for the tech world.
It is huge. And to understand just how big, we need to talk about this thing called the Code Forces rating.
Right. So O3's rating puts it in the 99.8th percentile.
99.8th percentile.
Yeah. Which is crazy. It's outperforming almost all 99.8% of human coders on the planet. Like, only 199 humans globally rank higher than O3.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's not just about an AI being good at coding. It's like, it's surpassing most humans in the field.
And the thing is, the team behind O3, they said they totally ditched like the usual AI training methods.
Yeah.
They went with reinforcement learning, and it's like the AI figured out its own way to learn.
What fascinating. Like, it surpassed everything they had tried before.
Exactly. It's like a whole new phase of AI development.
Right. It makes you rethink how we think about AI learning, how it adapts.
And of course, as always, when AI does something big, the internet explodes.
Haha, I can only imagine.
Right. So RizGPT is trending all these jokes about AI writing pickup lines, and of course, the classic fear of AI taking over the world.
Yeah, classic. I guess even with serious stuff, you got to find the humor in it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
Humor makes everything a little easier to digest.
totally. Plus, it shows how AI is like entering all these unexpected parts of our lives, even social interaction.
Definitely. But okay, let's talk about some more, real world stuff.
Yeah.
NVIDIA's DeepSeek R1 is generating GPU kernels.
GPU kernels.
Yeah, GPU kernels. These are like the little engines that power your graphics card.
Okay.
They let your computer handle things like 3D graphics, complex AI models, all that.
Okay, got it. So DeepSeek R1 is making these.
Exactly. And get this, they're outperforming the ones made by human engineers.
Really? So, like, how does that even work? What is a GPU kernel, like, in simpler terms?
Okay, so imagine like a factory with all these specialized workers,
Yeah.
right? Each worker has a specific job,
Right.
like processing pixels, rendering shadows, all that. DeepSeek R1 is like designing these workers, optimizing them to be super efficient.
Interesting. So, like, the AI is the factory manager now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's doing a better job than human engineers.
That's wild. I mean, what's the secret sauce?
Well, that's the thing that's blowing everyone's mind. It's using a really simple approach, like no crazy algorithms, just pure efficiency.
Huh. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best, I guess.
Right. It's making everyone rethink what it takes to design these complex systems. And for anyone who's into gaming, uses software with a lot of graphics, this is a big deal. Smoother gameplay, faster rendering times, all that.
Definitely big news.
But here's the twist, right? We have these companies like OpenAI and NVIDIA making these amazing advances, but then there's this growing movement for like open source AI development.
Right,
Right.
right. Stanford NLP is big on that. They're arguing that open source AI is crucial for a lot of reasons.
Like what?
Well, first, it just speeds up scientific progress.
Yeah.
Researchers can build on each other's work more easily.
Makes sense.
Second, it makes AI accessible to more people, like researchers, developers who maybe don't have the resources of a big tech company.
Yeah, that makes sense. More access means more people can contribute.
Exactly. And the third thing is it helps to prevent like monopolies in the AI field.
So it's about keeping the benefits of AI open to everyone, not just a few big companies.
Right. It's about making sure the future of AI is collaborative.
That's really interesting. And it really makes you think, in a world dominated by these big tech giants, can open source AI really level the playing field?
That's the big question, isn't it? There's no easy answer, honestly. It depends on a lot of things, like are these companies actually going to embrace open source? Will open source projects get enough support? And are there good laws in place to protect people's work?
It's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
What about you listening? Does open source give you hope for a more equitable AI landscape, or do you think big tech will still call the shots? We want to hear your thoughts.
And, as we rely more on AI, like all these web agents that handle things for us online, there's a whole new level of security to think about.
Totally. Like more AI, more chances for things to go wrong. Right.
Mhm. Exactly. Like, think about it. Those little AI bots are doing more and more for us. But that means more opportunities for, like, phishing scams, data breaches, all that. And the AI behind these attacks, it's getting smarter all the time.
It's kind of like a race, right?
hmm
We develop better AI, but then we need even better defenses against it.
Yeah. It's like every time we take a step forward, we got to figure out how to, like, stay ahead of the unintended consequences.
Well, at least some companies are thinking about this stuff. Meta's got this new tool, ACH, Automated Compliance Hardening. It uses AI, like large language models, to actually make their platform more secure.
Okay, so it's like AI fighting AI. That's interesting.
Yeah, like an AI bodyguard for your data. Pretty cool, huh?
Definitely. Shows that AI can be used for good, not just for like creating new stuff, but also for protecting us.
AI is definitely a powerful tool, no doubt. But okay, let's zoom out for a sec.
Yeah.
What's the future of AI? It's not just about code or graphics anymore, right?
Right. We're talking about whole industries being reshaped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think healthcare, finance, transportation, everything is changing.
And we got to ask like the bigger questions too, right? What does it mean to be human in a world with all this AI?
Big questions indeed. And there are already some big legal cases popping up, like Thomson Reuters versus Ross Intelligence. Thomson Reuters won, which means that AI systems can't just, like, steal copyrighted stuff without permission.
Yeah, that's a landmark case for sure. Sets a precedent for all this AI generated content.
It really does feel like a turning point.
It totally does. We need like clear laws about AI. Who owns the stuff it creates? Who's responsible? It's fascinating, but it's going to get even more complicated.
Absolutely. And then there's this whole idea of AI safety versus responsible AI. Like, what's the difference?
Right, right. So Andrew Ng, he's a big name in AI. He's saying we need to focus less on AI safety, like the technical stuff about stopping robots from taking over, and more on responsible AI.
So less about doomsday scenarios, more about real-world ethics.
Exactly. How do we make sure AI is actually used for good, for everyone's benefit?
It's a crucial distinction. It's not just about stopping the bad stuff, but proactively making sure AI is used the right way.
Exactly. Like, how do we make sure AI is fair? How do we stop it from being biased? These are the big questions we need to be asking.
Totally. And it's not just up to the experts to figure this out.
Absolutely not. It's a conversation we all need to be a part of.
So if you're listening, think about it. What excites you about AI? What worries you? Let's have this conversation together.
It's a conversation that's happening right now, everywhere, online, in labs, in companies. It's time for everyone to join in.
Exactly. Because these AI deep dives, they're not just about headlines. They're about getting deeper, understanding the nuances,
Yeah.
the ethics, the possibilities, and we're doing it together.
And hey, sometimes we gotta have some fun with it too, right? Remember those Riz GPT memes?
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a whole world of AI humor out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's not just about laughs. It's a way to like process these big, complex ideas.
I like that. Makes it all feel less scary, right?
Yeah. Totally. Even with all the serious stuff, we got to remember to laugh a little.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But okay, let's get a bit more technical now. A lot of discussion online is about efficiency in AI training. These models, they're powerful, but they need a ton of data, a ton of computing power.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
So researchers are trying to make things more efficient, more sustainable.
Right. And Google's FNet is getting a lot of attention.
FNet.
Yeah. It uses these things called Fourier transforms to mix tokens. It's supposed to be way more efficient.
So like less computational heavy lifting.
Exactly. But, like any new idea, there are some skeptics. Some people aren't sure if it can really compete with other methods.
Like Hairformer and M2Bert.
Yeah, those two. There's a lot of debate right now about which approach is best.
Makes sense. It's a fast-moving field, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to find the best way.
It is. It is. And it's not just the big companies working on this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole DIY community out there.
No way. Like people building their own AI stuff at home.
Totally.
Yeah.
Setting up their own high-performance servers, experimenting with open source models. It's amazing.
Like the early days of computers, right? People tinkering in their garages.
Exactly. It's so inspiring. Shows you don't need a fancy lab to do cool stuff with AI. It's about passion.
I love that. Okay, but besides efficiency, what else is getting people excited?
Well, OCR, optical character recognition, is seeing some big leaps.
OCR, like scanning text.
Yeah, but it's getting way more advanced. Gemini 2.0 is doing amazing things like recognizing text from videos.
Seriously, from videos. That's going to be super useful.
Oh, totally. Think about it. You can digitize old documents, automate data entry, so many things.
Wow, that's huge. But what about like long pieces of text? Can AI handle that?
That's where things get tricky. There's this benchmark called NoLima, and it's shown that some large language models struggle with text longer than 32,000 tokens.
So like they lose accuracy or something?
Yeah, they can get confused, lose the thread, make mistakes. It's a big challenge for tasks that need to process tons of information.
Like legal documents or scientific papers, stuff like that.
Exactly, and that's where DeepSeek's architecture is interesting. It's designed to handle these long contexts much better.
Okay, but DeepSeek is pretty complex, right? Like, how do people even understand it?
Well, there's this MIT PhD who's creating a free video series about it.
Seriously,
Uh,
that's awesome. So
that's-
he's breaking down, like, how to build DeepSeek.
Yeah, step by step. And he covers all the cool concepts, like mixture of experts and multi-head latent attention.
Cool. So even if you're not a hardcore tech person, you can still learn how this stuff works.
Exactly. And speaking of the tech world, there's been a lot of buzz about OpenAI's future. Like, could they get acquired by a bigger company?
That's a big question. OpenAI is huge. Any move they make will shake things up in the AI world.
Totally. Will they stay independent? Will someone buy them out? What happens to their models then? Lots of questions.
And with Elon Musk launching Grok 3, his own AI model, things are getting even more interesting.
The competition is heating up. And it's not just about building powerful models, you know? There are other things to consider, like API pricing, rate limits. That stuff matters a lot to developers who are actually using these models.
Right, the business side of things can't be ignored.
Exactly. And then there's the legal stuff. Laws about AI are still catching up, and it's a big mess.
Yeah. We talked about the Thomson Reuters case, but that's just the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah. As AI gets more powerful, we're going to see way more legal challenges. Who owns what? Who's liable if something goes wrong? It's a whole new world.
It's a lot to keep track of. But it shows how important it is to have these conversations, right?
Absolutely. We need AI researchers, legal experts, policymakers, everyone working together to figure this out.
It's about finding that balance, right?
Mm,
Innovation and safety, protecting people's rights, making sure AI benefits everyone.
exactly. It's a huge responsibility, and we all need to be a part of it.
Totally agree. But okay, let's step back from the tech and the legal stuff for a moment.
Sure.
What about the social and cultural impact of AI? That's the big picture, right?
It is. AI is changing everything.
Mm.
How we work, how we learn, how we communicate, even how we think about ourselves as humans.
It's like, what does it even mean to be intelligent? What does it mean to be creative? Big question.
Big, big questions, and we got to keep talking about it. What kind of future do we want with AI?
We need to be aware of the potential problems,
Mm.
like bias, discrimination, making sure everyone benefits.
Right. It's not just about the technology, it's about the impact it has on people.
And this is something everyone can engage with, right? You don't need to be a tech expert to have these conversations.
Absolutely not. We all need to be informed. We need to ask the tough questions because the future of AI, it's not set in stone. We're all creating it together.
It really is up to all of us. So let's make smart choices and use AI to make things better for everyone. You know, speaking of making things better, OpenAI is apparently working on combining their O3 model into this bigger GPT-5 system.
Oh, wow, GPT-5. That sounds like a pretty big deal.
It does, right?
Yeah.
What do you think it means when they start, like, combining all these models?
Well, I think it means we're going to see even more powerful AI systems, right? Like, imagine one system that can do it all.
Do it all.
Yeah. Code, images, music, anything you can think of. That's the goal, right? A unified system like GPT-5.
It's kind of like, instead of having a bunch of different tools, you have one super tool that can do everything.
Exactly.
But is that a good thing? Like, are there any downsides to having all this power in one place?
That's a good question. I think a lot of people are worried about that, actually. Some people think that having one company like OpenAI control everything could actually slow down innovation, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like maybe we need more variety, more different approaches.
I get it. Like, too much power in one place can be a bad thing.
Hmm.
But, you know, I always love hearing about how people are using AI in their everyday lives, not just in labs or big companies.
Oh, me too. It's so cool to see how AI is empowering people, right? Like giving them tools to do things they never thought possible.
Exactly. And, you know, there was this one story I saw online that really stuck with me. This person, they were in their 50s, and they'd never coded before in their life.
Wow.
And they used ChatGPT to create a working calculator. like with JavaScript and HTML and everything.
That's amazing. It shows you AI can open up so many doors, no matter your age or your background.
Totally. It's not just for the experts
It's
anymore.
for everyone. But you know what else is really cool?
What?
The progress we're seeing in AI's reasoning abilities. Like, OpenAI just increased the rate limits for their O3 mini high reasoning model.
Rate limits.
Yeah, so it can handle more requests, process information faster.
Yeah.
And then there's Anthropic. They're working on this hybrid Claude model with like a sliding scale for reasoning.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand all that, but it sounds like AI is getting better at, like, actually thinking.
Exactly. It's not just about generating text or images anymore. It's about understanding the meaning, making connections, solving problems in a smarter way.
So, like, AI that can think more like us.
Yeah, but with the speed and power of a computer.
That's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
But as these models get smarter, how do we make sure we can still, like, work with them effectively?
Yeah, that's a big challenge. Like, how do we communicate our goals to the AI? How do we make sure the AI's output is something we can understand and use? It's like building a bridge between the human world and the AI world.
We don't want AI to replace us, right?
Yeah.
We want it to be a tool that helps us.
Exactly. And speaking of tools, have you seen what's happening in the online AI community? It's exploding.
Really?
Yeah. Places like Discord are full of channels where people are sharing their AI projects, their experiments, everything from like tweaking models to creating crazy AI games. It's incredible.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's not just the big companies making progress, it's everyday people too.
Exactly. It's a global community of AI enthusiasts all sharing their ideas and pushing the boundaries. It's like a hive mind for AI innovation.
I love that. So it's not just about the technology, it's about the people behind it.
Absolutely. And it's about having fun with it, too.
Oh, definitely. Fun is important.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. AI is changing everything, and it's happening faster than ever.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing how quickly things are moving.
But here's the thing. The future of AI is not set in stone. It's something we're all creating right now with every choice we make.
So we all have a responsibility to think about the future we want and to use AI for good.
Exactly. And it's not just for tech experts, it's for everyone. What excites you about AI? What worries you? We need to have these conversations, share our ideas, and work together.
Yeah, let's keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI. And most importantly, let's use it to make the world a better place for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious.